All right. Let's do the sound test. All right. Let's do the sound test. All right. So everything seems good. Now, it's a very short lesson. So, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Akakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways, pushing this word out sincerity and truth. Sisters, the believers, the helps. Shalom. This is the brother Ira from the James Jamaica camp. And I'm just coming with a very short lesson. The title says it's all cherish the brotherhood. And the inspiration of this lesson came from just a recent trip. For me personally, with this walk in the truth, or my walk in the truth, I've been blessed with the opportunity of being a part of two camps. You know, Originally I'm from the original camp in Port Antonio. The channel is James Jamaica X. Right? Those are that's the main camp, the brothers in Port Antonio, and came to Kingston, to based on work and a few other things. And now I'm a part of the Kingston, um, Kingston, Jamaica camp, right? And being in Kingston, it it's really difficult for me personally to travel as often as I would like to Port Antonio, and Thursday, last week Thursday I went to Port Antonio, or Thursday went to Port Antonio, and for the most part it was a 1 day trip, first in months, and first thing when I got there, I saw the brother Arya, because I said haven't seen those brothers like in a long, long time, So the brother Arya, which happened to be my cousin in the actual family, you know, was also a part of the truth. And there for a while, there the vibes, we talk, and spirit just started to build, that familiar sense of being around that particular brother, and then Tutu's, the brother Makalat basically came as well because he and Arya had something to do, and then just seeing Makalat, and we were there just talking for a while, back and forth, and it just brought back a lot of memories, it brought back a lot of experiences that were like, hey yo, I really miss the brothers, that's what I've been thinking. Now fast forward in the evening, the brother Awar came by, looking for the brother Arya, and went out, meeting, and that brother is a very beautiful brother. You're just there vibing, and talking, asking how we've been. We're just there, just talking and vibing, and then Tutu's the brother Amawan came by. That brother is a very very, very quiet brother. He doesn't speak much. And to be honest, I think that brother is the brother what I'd say I have the least amount of interaction with. But just seeing the brother, because I really and truly I wasn't even expecting to see the brother is a bit scarce in a sense, and saw the brother, we're there laughing. Then you had the brother Yeshamai came across with Dawabar, Yakazat Allah, Iwar, you know, like all Ashar, all the brothers came one time, and it was just building, it just became a build up, And I'm like, yo, inside I say, oh, I really miss this way. You have some jokes where, I always have IWAR making jokes at IWAR about something or the IWAR against our, Ashar with the funny comments, and it just brought back a lot. And I was like, yo, I do have this in Kingston, but I really miss this, and it just had me reflecting on the brothers and reflecting on the brotherhood and how beautiful things were, how everything was just fall into place. And the brothers haven't seen in a while, they just showed so much love. They're like, hey, bro, we don't know when may I see you again, but yo, we're just glad to see you still. We did hug everything that's there, and it was just a fun moment. Then within 5 minutes time or a little bit more, you have the brother Shapar, which is head of the camp, Makalat, and Arya came back, And then we all went up to the house, food, drinks, just vibing. And then, the conversation got spiritual. And one of the things that I always treasured about being around the brother Shapar was that, his perspective and his advice among certain things, even if you were looking at it at a spiritual level, you could always show you something else, or add to whatever it is that we're discussing. And, we're discussing the riots and how Esau using everything to his agenda and everything, and all the brothers there just putting in them input, and it was just a beautiful spirit, everything just bonding, everything just building. And I was like, yo, I really, really miss these brothers, it's for a short time. And then, you know, curfew time coming up, so the brothers had to leave. And it's like, hey, bro, hey, don't know when I'll see you again, but hey, nice to see hugs. Like, it just, like, we don't even really want the night to really end so soon. It's like we were just getting started, you know? And it really had me thinking the whole time that, yo, we are really all that we have. We are really all that we have, and comparing, or not necessarily comparing, but looking at both camps, as I say, I was blessed enough to be in two camps, because even the current camp that I'm in right now is the James Kingston camp, hey, we have those moments as well, and it just had me reflecting on all the brothers, and all the individual traits, how and also looking at how they have grown, how look how they actually help in my spiritual development, you know. It really is like it's a whole lot, and it just thinking about it like, yo, this is beautiful, because you know that people in the world, the unbelievers, they don't have this. They don't have it. They don't. It was just pure love. Everybody does the showing love and being there. So I just have a few scriptures for this lesson. Don't want to run too much. As I said, it's just a short lesson. Just wanted to. Hey, I know that speaking this, brothers can relate to it in a some way, shape, or form. And whatever one in regards to particular brothers, are just going around brothers that they haven't seen in a long while, or just being around brothers in general. That level of love and that spirit of unity. You know, and it also make you think about the things that are to come, because we're all here suffering and things, but when we're together, it's like the spirit just get exalted, we get lifted up. And we pray we make it on to the end, we pray we'll be up that number, and also make you look forward to the kingdom. So even though if we look at the destruction and the hell which is to come, which is to try us all, we're also looking forward to the kingdom. That look, this love and this unity is gonna be our natural way of life, like every day in the kingdom, without Esau, and the pollution of us, the society. It's not gonna be getting with the brothers and then going back to the hell. It's gonna be among brothers. Hey, go get the rest. Come back tomorrow again. Just being in our righteous kingdom. So the first precept that I'm going to bring out is in Psalms 133, verse 1. It says, a song of the griefs of David. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. And that's the spirit that I felt, just being back around the brothers. It was a beautiful spirit, right? I'm just going to look up the word unity real quick. Um, the word there is yakad, right? Union, unitedness, togetherness, all together, all together alike. Properly unite, both likewise together with all. Junction, union, together, at once. So and that was it. It was just one spirit. It was just one vibe. Everybody just connected. Everybody was just there in one spirit. Even especially when Brother Shapar was going in the whole spiritual aspect of things and what's happening now. Brothers were tuning. Everybody was giving in their 2 cents, and we were just breaking bread. Just breaking bread through the spirit, and it just shows. We really need each other. Because something like that can really build you up, right? Second precept, uh, James, rise the elect, right? First Peter 2 verse 17 says, honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear God, honor the king. Exactly. And if you really fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you'd really consider all your care all your treat brothers. And you'd really, you know, look out for brothers, as First Corinthians what's that? First Corinthians 13 or 10 and 3 with Paul tell about charity. Let me just get that real quick. We should actually go into the word brotherly love, agape. Let's get it real quick. Um, yeah, 13. So First Corinthians 13, verse 1, it says, though I speak with the tongues of men and angels and have not charity, I become as a sounding brass and a tinkling cymbal. Because hey, sometimes it's not so much about all we know and all that you possess, but literally how we conduct ourselves amongst each other. You know, it says, and though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could move mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. So if you don't have that brotherly love, if you don't have that that thing where you honor your brothers, and you love the brotherhood, you know, that means that you don't have the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because the Lord said, if anything you do against amongst the least of them, you do unto me, you know. And it's also a commandment of Yahweh Shai that we love each other as well, you know. So hey, it's really important. Hey, cherish your brotherhood, yo. Because hey, believe me, all the hell will come. The days will come where I go wish you could have just sit back and chat with your brother, And even if it's a case where you and a brother have something, hey, go ahead and handle that and squash that out as quick as possible, all through sincerity and truth. Because believe me, the day will come where even the brother will feel like your is always in a some form of tit for tat or something. I go wish you could even see that even with that very brother. You go wish you could even see that brother. So hey, cherish the brotherhood, yo. Love the brotherhood, right? Next precept is Ephesians 4, uh, starting at verse 1. It says, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that you walk worthy of the vocation wherewith you are called. So we basically get called to preach this word. We got called to basically grow in this ministry. And also a part of this vocation is also taking care of the brotherhood, and looking out for each other. Verse 2 says, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love. Exactly. And that are the way how you honor all men, and that also when you do it in lowliness and meekness, it shows that you fear your heart about Hashem Yahushai, because you're actually clothed with humility, you know, loving one another, forbearing one another. We look up the word forbearing mean to what? To be patient with each other. Because everybody have them shortcomings. We all have a dirt, so to speak. But at the end of the day, of it ensures like we try to wash each other clean, right? Did not Yahweh Shai washes the sea of the disciples' feet? Well, that's the thing, you're not supposed to have frown upon brothers' filthiness, in regards to the things that I'm happy about it when I mean for correcting of the spirit. But we're supposed to try through the spirit, advise them, admonishment, if needs be, reprove them, all to the bringing back of of that brother, not for your vain glory or your high-mindedness or your haughtiness, but so that you basically do the Lord's bidding. That are part of loving and taking care of each other. Verse 3 says, endeavoring to keep the unity of the spirit in bond and in peace. Exactly. We want to be in that spirit where we're completely united and we're at peace, right? So we're going to look up the word unity and we'll look up the word bond, right? Um, the word unity, uh, unanimity, meaning being of one. You know, that's why I say when I have a unanimous decision and we look up the root for that word, it's highest, which basically mean one, right? Then you have the word for bond, right? It says that which binds together, bond. It says of ligaments by which the members of the body are united together. That which is bound together, a bundle. So you see that, you see the definition we get was supposed to be what that in spirit, yo, like ligaments, just like how your arms and your body function, everything tied together, but they're separate, but it's very tight knit. Hey, you think it is, you think it's easy to pull somebody apart, yo? Hey, ancient time, a horse them used to use to do that. But hey, that for sure that the amount of power and might that it takes to actually pull apart ligaments, yo. Right? You can tear apart ligament, but oh, you see the body firm and sturdy. Part of that are the bond where ligaments bind or bond the members together. So that's supposed to be a very close knit bond. That's supposed to be very tight. You know, the word first root word is sin, which basically mean with. That's where you get the word sync and synergy, right? And also bond or bond. So basically, it's just basically going in being one together, being in all oneness, right? So this is going to read that the third verse again. It says, endeavoring to keep the unity of the spirit in the bond of peace. You know, there's one body, one spirit, even as ye are all called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all. Right? So, hey, that's how we're supposed to strive for you through the spirit. And if you don't cherish the brotherhood, you're not going to be in that mindset to actually do that, yo. If you don't cherish the brotherhood, you're not going to have the mindset to try, strive to ensure that we're all in one, we're all at peace, you know, being humble towards each other, Hey, sometimes, hey, me take the low. Sometimes it take compromise. Sometimes it take the low, sometimes a brother take the low, you know. Sometimes it won't take the low. It all depends. It's all a balance. It's all a balance. Right, good precept. James 5, verse 16, it says, confess your faults one to another and pray one for another that ye may be healed. Effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Exactly. We should go back to what I said earlier about when I see a brother shortcomings, instead of a frown upon it, you try help him get over it. And then when him gets strong, when your shortcomings come, him actually help you over it as well. All of that is about caring for the brotherhood. That is all about us working together as one. And it really takes some fellowship in to actually do that, yo. We get to know a brother's spirit, you get to know brothers, you get to know more of them. You see the differences, you see how the contrasts actually work together, and how everybody benefit and the different roles that each brother play. So that when we're actually in our situation where it might be tit for tat or not odds, for lack of a better term, you can actually mend back because you can think of times when you good understand say, hey, here, look, this is just base, yeah, come just work through this, put it to the side, And as we said, sometimes it requires tough love as well, because sometimes that's just how it is, But as long as it's done with love and it's done with the right mindset and not out of spite or basically having a ill intentions toward our brother, you know. So continuing on, next precept is hold on. Just had the precept. Just a quick second, Akim. Ecclesiasticus 40, verse 23, it says, a friend and a companion never meet amiss, but above both is a wife and her husband. But this for focusing main on the first line, it says, a friend and a companion never meet amiss. And that's just every time when I meet up with a brother, and especially the last time I was meeting up with those brothers, it was not a miss. It's never a miss. You just see all of them just basically filled with joy, you know. And then every time, even the brothers over here, every time we meet up, it is always a joy, always a joy, always a pleasure, always an honor, being among brothers, because you always learn from brothers, and brothers always look out, even a brother reprove you, or a brother just looking out, and you really have to understand that sometimes as well. Now, when a brother get on you, it's not necessarily that he might try to bring you down, but because he might look out for you, he try to build you up. you know. And it takes some practice. It also takes, if you pray for that spirit, but hey, that is something to consider whenever a brother come to you about something, because that's just the truth of it, because we all want to ensure that everybody is good, so we have to correct what is wrong, so that there's what no schisms in the body, you know. Everything still function. I would say the spirit, the precept just say, as ligaments, hold the body together. So we want to make sure, say, nothing did ever hinder that are fully functioning, so we have to get rid of the leaven, so that we can good, you know. Next precept is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 verse 1. It says, three things I was beautified, and stood up beautiful both before God and men: the unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and his wife that agree. But the key part here that I'm focusing on is line that says the unity of brethren. That's a beautiful thing, both before what? God and men. You know? And Yahweh, as I say, Yahweh already gave that commandment as well. You know? Love each other. So really and truly, that's the main thing. Hey, we need to cherish the brotherhood, yo. As a matter of fact, let me just get a precept from the Lord Yahweh himself. No greater love than a man have. Hey, because really and truly, once you know a brother, yo, and you building that spirit, hey, you're really willing to give up your life for a brother. You're really willing to give up your life for a brother because of that love. Always putting yourself to the back burner, yo, just to ensure that a brother is good. All with balance still, but ultimately, so if you come down to your life, you're supposed to be willing to give it, just as how Yahweh Shai gave his life for us. Right? This is St. John 15. Let me start at verse 10. It says, if he let me start at verse 9. It says, as the Father had loved me, so have I loved you. Continue ye in my love. And how will continue in the love of Yahweh Shem Yahushua? By continuing the doctrine, and following it to the best of our ability. Right? If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy may remain in you, and that your joy may be full. So you see that it's a joyful thing when the Yahweh Shai, you the Yahweh Shem Shai, see us in unity. As the scripture they say, it's beautiful before both God and men. So part of serving our Lord Yahweh Shai is staying in his doctrine and actually showing true love toward each other. Aren't we here to do our Lord's bidding? Huh? Yeah, we're here to do our Lord's bidding. Right? Verse 12, it says, this is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love had no man than this, than that a man may lay, and greater love had no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you. So you see that? We're supposed to have that mindset, right? Doing all things through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshai for the benefit of the body, for the benefit of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Right? Did I listen last night breaking on how one reason why you want to get strong, so that you can provide strength and support to those that are below you, so that when them get strong, them can assist you with the load and also make others strong as well. Right? That is true love in the spirit. That's why Apostle let all things be done unto what? Edifying, building. That's how you love the brotherhood. You build them up, you exhort them, you fellowship, you reprove them, you correct them, you support them, you know, all through the Spirit of the Lord and all to the bidding of the Lord towards the goal of salvation, working on yourself to be perfect and also making a brother perfect as well through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So with that, really hope this was edifying. Hope this lift brothers' spirit. I hope this help brothers. And once more, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kodash, Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps. Shalom.